Hello everyone, I'm Karen. Today I'm going to do another video on the channel. It's been a while since I made a video, but thought I'd make another video tonight since I've not made one for a while. I've decided I'm going to do a video today about Beatles compilations. We're going to talk about them all. This does not include the anthologies or the live of the BBC, none of that. This does not include the anthologies, because I might do a video on them just on their own, or the live of the BBC releases, none of that. This is going to be proper studio compilations. And yeah, I'm going to talk about them all. So I've got a few records, a few CDs to show. I was inspired to do this after me and Mr. Mayo did one on John Lennon solo compilations, which I might do as well. But I'm going to do the Beatles ones today. So the first Beatles compilation we got was in 1966, called The Collection of Beatles Oldies. This came out in 1966 when Brian Epstein said to the EMI, that the Beatles were not planning to release any new material in time for the '66 Christmas market. So they put this out instead, a compilation called The Collection of Beatles Oldies. So this was a good release back then, because this was the first time that a lot of Beatles songs that were just singles and not on albums appeared on an album for the first time. And it came out in both stereo and mono, and my copy's a stereo. Songs in the back. And a picture of the band on that side. So we're going to show the records, and of course, as usual, it came out on Parlophone Records. And this copy's not on... Oh, come on, focus. This copy's not on the original yellow one. It's on the silver and black label. Whee! Come on, focus. My camera's not very good. Come on, focus. Oh, come on, focus. My camera's not very good. Apologies if my camera's a bit blurry, often goes out of focus, but oh, there it is. Light's not getting here tonight, I apologise. So, the songs, I'm going to talk about the songs, where they come from, whether they were released as singles or not. So the first one up is She Loves You, which was single in 1963. That's a great one. For Me to You, which was also single in 1963. We Can Work It Out, which was single from 1965. Not on an album, neither were the first three. Help, which was on the Help album and also single in 1965. Michelle from the 1965 Rubber Soul album. Yesterday from the 1965 Help album. Never released as a single, it wouldn't be until 1976. 76, sorry. I Feel Fine, a single from 1964. Yellow Submarine from the album Revolver and also single in 66. Then we turn over to side 2 with Can't Buy Me Love, a single from 64 and on the Hard Day's Night album. And this, the next track is the first appearance on a Beatles album, on a UK album. A song called Bad Boy, which was they'd recorded on an American album called The Beatles 6, and it didn't come out in Britain until this. So this was the first time on a British album or on a Beatles album in general, you know. But yeah, so that Bad Boy, really good one there. A cover of a Larry Williams song. We have Day Tripper, 1965 single. Hard Day's Night, an album and single from 1964. Ticket to Ride from the Help album and a single in 1965. Paperback Writer, a single from 1966. Eleanor Rigby from the Revolver album and the B-side of Yellow Submarine in 1966. And I Want to Hold Your Hand from 1963, which was a single, so that's a good release. Collection of Beatles Oldies. But the back it also says, But Goldies. That. Then in 1973 we got an official release. There'd been a bootleg there was a box set called Alpha Omega, which was a collection of different Beatles tracks and some solo tracks up to that point. And we finally got an official release in 1973 with not one, but two. This is the red album, 1962 to 1966, and this is the blue album, 1967 to 1970. Both covers are quite similar, but they've just got different pictures for each era. Yeah. I'll start with the red. The red goes from their first album, Please Please Me, through to the Revolver period. It's a gatefold sleeve. In fact, John Lennon made sure that George Martin had the right mixes for these songs. He said in an interview to Andy Peebles that that he made sure that George Martin had the pictures and they had the pictures for the cover and the mixes were right. So this is a double album. They're both double albums. We have Love Me Do from the Please Please Me album to start off. Then Please Please Me. For Me to You, She Loves You, I Want to Hold Your Hand, All My Loving from With the Beatles, Can't Buy Me Love, Side 2, A Hard Day's Night, and I Love Her from the Hard Day's Night album, 8 Days a Week from Beatles for Sale, I Feel Fine, Ticket to Ride, and Yesterday. Then record 2 we have Help, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away from Help, We Can Work It Out, Day Tripper, Drive My Car from Rubber Soul, Norwegian Wood This Bird Has Flown from Rubber Soul, Nowhere Man from Rubber Soul, Michelle, In My Life from Rubber Soul, Girl from Rubber Soul, Pipback Writer, Eleanor Rigby, and Yellow Submarine. So those are what we got in there, and they appeared on the Apple label instead of the Parlophone label. They had lyrics in the sleeves, and this is the Apple label design. It's like the Apple label in like a red background. Normally it would be black, but it's on a red background to kind of something. They've also done colour vinyl versions, but can't afford them because they're like big amounts of money you need to get them. So I'm gonna go buy vinyls. But if I ever find the colour vinyls for an affordable price, then yeah, I'll go for it. Yeah, I'll buy it. Then as for the Blue album, which was 1967 to 1970, I've got the CDs of the red and blue as well, but I'm just showing you the records of them. We have, and so we start off with Strawberry Fields Forever, which was a single from 1967, but it also appeared in the Magical Mystery Tour album as well. Penny Lane from 1967, B-side of Strawberry Fields, and also Magical Mystery Tour. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band from Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, With a Little Help from My Friends, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and A Day in Life, all from Sgt. Pepper, and All I Need Is Love from the Magical Mystery Tour album and single. I Am the Walrus from side 2, I Am the Walrus from Magical Mystery Tour, and a single as well. I think it was on the EP as well in Britain, because Magical Mystery Tour was an EP in Britain, but it was also an album in America, but it didn't become an album in Britain until 76. I Am the Walrus, Hello Goodbye from Magical Mystery Tour, Full in the Hill, and Magical Mystery Tour from Magical Mystery Tour. Lady Madonna, single from 1968, so was Hey Jude, and Revolution, the B-side of Hey Jude. Then record 2, Back in the USSR from the White Album in 1968, While My Guitar Gently Weeps from the White Album, Obladi Oblada from the White Album, Get Back 1969, this is the single mix, not the album version on Let It Be that Phil Spector got the mix of the Let It Be album. This is the single version, which is a bit longer than the album version. Don't Let Me Down, B-side of Get Back in 1969. The Ballad of John and Yoko, single from 69. Old Brown Shoe, the B-side of The Ballad of John and Yoko. Here Comes the Sun, side 4 on Abbey Road from 1969. Come Together from Abbey Road. Something from Abbey Road. Octopus's Garden from Abbey Road. And Let It Be. Now the Let It Be on here is the single mix, not the Phil Spector mix from 1970. Across the Universe from Let It Be, and The Long and Winding Road from Let It Be. So there's that, and so this is also similar to Red as well. The blue background though. Then the next Beatles compilation release came in 1976. So in the 1976, we had this one. Facing the wrong way. Rock and Roll Music. This was put out as I think the record executive suggested to George Martin this would make a good rock and roll project. So they did that, and this cover was designed. In fact, John Lennon offered to design the cover, but Capitol said no. Don't know why, but this is what the cover looks like. There's the front, back, songs. Gatefold inside. All the designs here, like the cool. I've always liked this kind of cover art. You know, I've always thought that looked cool. So we have side 1 starts with Twist and Shout from Please Please Me. I Saw Her Standing There from Please Please Me. You Can't Do That from A Hard Day's Night. I Want to Be a Man from With the Beatles. I Call Your Name from the Long Tall Sally EP. First time that appeared in an album in Britain, because it appeared on the Beatles' second album in America. Boys from Please Please Me. Long Tall Sally from the Long Tall Sally EP. Side 2, Turn Up, we have Rock and Roll Music from Beatles for Sale. Slow Down from the Long Tall Sally EP. Kansas City from Beatles for Sale. Money That's What I Want from With the Beatles. Bad Boy, which appeared on Collection of Beatles Oldies in '66. Matchbox from the Long Tall Sally EP, and Roll Over Beethoven from With the Beatles. And we turn to record 2, we have Dizzy Miss Lizzie from Help, Anytime At All from A Hard Day's Night, Drive My Car from Rubber Soul, Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby from the Beatles For Sale, The Night Before from Help, I'm Down, B-side of Help, Revolution, B-side of Hey Jude. Side 4, and we're Back in the USSR from the White Album, Helter Skelter from the White Album, Taxman from Revolver, Got to Get You In My Life from Revolver, Hey Bulldog from Yellow Submarine, Birthday from the White Album, and Get Back. Now this is the Phil Spector mix, where John Lennon closes the song with saying, thank you on behalf of the group, myself, and I hope you pass the audition. And there's the inner sleeve, playing right on Parlophone. My copy of this is a factory sample, because it's so, I don't know if I show the label on the first record, it's on there. I got this at a market in Camden Square in London. I was away in London for a bit and I found this and I thought I'd buy it, so I did. This is where the factory sample sticker is. Just there. Factory sample not for sale. So it's almost like a promo copy of the album, in a way. So there was that one. And in America it came out in Capital, so did Red and Blue, I think. No, I think Red and Blue would have come out in America on Apple, but this would have come out in Capital in America. Then in 1977 we got Love Songs. This is just a collection of like nice Beatles songs that are filled with, just love songs pretty much. Double album set, a bit hard to see, but I'll make if I turn the light a bit. You can see the songs are in gold there. Nice picture of the Beatles on the inside. So we start off with Yesterday from Help, I'll Follow the Sun from Beatles For Sale, I Need You from Help, Girl from Rubber Soul, In My Life from Rubber Soul, Words of Love, the cover of the Buddy Holly song from Beatles For Sale, Here, There and Everywhere from Revolver, Side 2, Something, And I Love Her, If I Fell from A Hard Day's Night, I'll Be Back from A Hard Day's Night, Tell Me What You See from Help, and yes it is the B-side of Ticket to Ride. Michelle, It's Only from Rubber Soul, It's Only Love from Help, You're Going to Lose That Girl from Help, Every Little Thing from Beatles For Sale, For No One from Revolver, She's Leaving Home from Sgt. Pepper, then The Long and Winding Road from Let It Be, This Boy, B-side of I Want to Hold Your Hand, Norwegian Wood, This Bird Has Flown, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away, I Will from the White Album, and P.S. I Love You from Please Please Me. So on Parlophone still, as I say. Sleeve on mine's a bit battered actually. There's some of these compilations that weren't released on CD, there's some that I've got, some weren't for some reason. Then we had the next release we got in 1978 was the Beatles Rarities. It originally appeared as a bonus album for the Beatles Collection box set, which I don't have. But this is, and it was later put on sale a few months later. And this is songs sideways there. The back says sampler album not for sale. I have to get hold of it. So these are like rare songs that had not appeared on a Beatles studio album, pretty much. B-sides, A-sides, or a different mix to the track. So side one we have Across the Universe, which is a different mix that appeared on the a Benefit album in the 60s. This is a different mix, and I prefer this mix to Phil Spector's mix. Yes It Is, B-side of Ticket to Ride, This Boy, B-side of I Want to Hold Your Hand, The Inner Light, B-side of Lady Madonna, I'll Get You, the B-side of She Loves You, Thank You Girl, the B-side of For Me to You, Come Give Me a Danny Hand, which is I Want to Hold Your Hand in German. Now it appeared in the US album Something New, but this makes its first appearance on a UK album. You Know My Name, Look Up the Number, the B-side of Let It Be in 1970, and Sie liebt dich, which is German for She Loves You, and they sing that in German as well. We have side 2, Rain, B-side of Pickback Writer, She's the Woman, the B-side of I Feel Fine, Matchbox, I Call Your Name, Bad Boys Slow Down, I'm Down, and Long Tall Sally. And we're still on Parlophone for this release. So there's that. Then we move on to the 80s. We get the Beatles ballads. This is a compilation of slow ballad songs. So yeah, this yeah, I'm not sure what this is all about, but this is a kind of like ballads compilations. There's 20 original tracks. So we have Yesterday, Norwegian Wood, Do You Want No Secret from Please Please Me, For Nowhere Michelle, Nowhere Man, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away, Across the Universe, All My Loving and Hey Jude. Side 2, Something, Fool in the Hill, Till There Was You from with the Beatles, Long Winding Road, Here Comes the Sun, Blackbird from the White Album, And I Love Her, She's Leaving Home, Here, There and Everywhere, and Let It Be. So yeah, those are the tracks on there. Parliphone still. Now I wasn't too sure about including these next two, but I thought I'd include them anyways since the Beatles compilations, and they are Rock and Roll Music Volume 1 and Rock and Roll Music Volume 2. They both came out at the same time in 1980. This is just record 1 of Rock and Roll Music, but a re-release on MFP. And with different covers as well. But like in blue and red. And the Volume 2 cover is similar in MFP but in red. 1980. Then 1980 also saw a release of this big box, the Beatles from Liverpool box. I've already done a video on this, so I'm not going to talk about this one too much because I did a video on this where I talked about this box set, but I still wanted to show it anyways. It's part of the Beatles compilation category. There's all the songs there. I'm not going to go through them all because we'll probably be here forever, but this was also part of it and I'll include that as well. But there's loads of like obscure tracks on there as well. I'll just show you what they are, but I'm not going to talk about them all because we'd be here forever probably. There they are. Next one. And that's the records on Parlophone. See, I couldn't talk about all the tracks on this because so many of them would be here forever, but I've talked about this box set before, so if you want to see that, go back to the channel if you want to see that. Then we have 20 Greatest Hits, The Beatles, 1982. So this is just a collection that came out to commemorate the 20th anniversary of Love Me Do. And this is pretty much the same tracks on here, but we have yeah, pretty much big hits on there. Here we are. That's on Parlophone. See, a lot of the tracks I've talked about, so I don't really know why I should talk about this one too much, but it's a really good compilation. I'd recommend you get it if you're not so much of a Beatles fan, just get the hits really, you know. Then the last vinyl I have to show is the Yellow Submarine song track that came out in 1999. This came out, I think, to accompany the release of the Yellow Submarine DVD and VHS. I haven't got the Yellow Submarine film yet, but I might get that at some point. Songs from the film, pretty much. It's on Apple, this release. Apple through EMI. Customised label as well. So yeah, the track list in this one's pretty much songs from the film, so I'm just reading all that. You have Yellow Submarine, Hey Bulldog, Eleanor Rigby, Love You Too from Revolver, All Together Now from Yellow Submarine, Lucy and Sky Diamonds, Think For Yourself from Rubber Soul, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band with Little Help from My Friends, Baby You're a Rich Man from Magical Mystery Tour, Only a Northern Song from Yellow Submarine, All You Need Is Love, When I'm 64 from Sgt. Pepper, No Man and It's All Too Much from Yellow Submarine. So pretty much 15 songs in a quite a short album, to say the least. Now I've put this next one in quite wrong order, but I'm going to talk about these next ones. But I've only got CDs. These ones I'm going to show you CDs. The Past Masters Volume 1, which is a selection of Beatles tracks. This came out in 1988. And Past Masters Volume 2. I'd like to get the vinyl of Past Masters, might get that someday. But yeah, this is just a selection of A's and B sides and different tracks, almost similar to the ones I've talked about. So again, I probably don't know why I should talk about this one too much. I mean, it was cool to have. If you're a Beatles fan, do pick these two up, because. Then in 2000, the first kind of release of the millennium, we had the Beatles 1. 27 #1 singles. I'd like to get this one on vinyl as well, but yeah, a lot of the tracks I've just talked about. So again, pretty much what you talk about. Really good CD, that one. Really good. That was my first Beatles 1 CD I had. Then we have, in 2003, we got the Let It Be Naked album. Now, this one I can talk about, because Let It Be Naked, this was the mix the Beatles planned to have before Phil Spector got involved in the project, got his hands on the tapes and made his own mix of it. Yeah, I think it's a good mix, some of these mixes. Paul McCartney prefers the naked version, but I like both the naked and the original mix. The original 1970 album, and this is the 2003, and this bonus disc has Fly on the Wall. Now, this is rehearsals. Unique insight into the Beatles at work in rehearsal during the studio in January 1969, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, this has been talked about for ages, this project, the 1990s. George Harrison, before he passed away, gave, I think, his blessing towards the project, and this came out in 2003, 2 years after George had passed, but George did give his blessing to the project, and Ringo, I think, liked the project, and so did Paul, so they'll put this out, really. So different order. It doesn't have Dig It and Maggie May. They're both short songs, so I'm kind of glad they're not on there. But they instead have Don't Let Me Down on here. So that's nice to, cool to have. Then in 2006, the last compilation I'll show is The Beatles Love. Now this is the remix album that came out in the accompaniment of the Cirque du Soleil show. It's basically mixed Beatles tracks, kind of mixed up together pretty much, you know, so you get things like Within You, Without You and Tomorrow Never Knows, for example, Transition, things like Eleanor Rigby and Julia, Transition, things like, yeah, plenty of things. So I've heard of bits of it. It sounds quite interesting. I haven't heard it fully, but I might do that. And again, I have not yet got this one on vinyl. These 5 I don't have yet on vinyl, but I'm gonna get them on vinyl. So don't worry, I will get one vinyl. But there we go. That's it for the Beatles Compilations. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. I know it was quite long, but I felt like doing a video really. I'm hoping to do a new series called Discography Reviews, which I go over an artist's albums and career pretty much. So do stay tuned for that. Keep liking, comment, subscribing, whatever. Like the video as I say, and I'll see you again soon.